Hi, and welcome to Coffee and Galacas. I'm your host, Joe. If you are new to this podcast, I just want to welcome you and let you know that we are a podcast where we sit around the coffee table, drink some coffee, talk about mysticism, the supernatural, and what else is in the beyond. So, if this is something that interests you, then I hope you stick around and enjoy this week's episode. Thank you. Hi, and just want to say happy Char Days to anyone who celebrates Char Days here in Brownsville, Texas, or around, the local area, Matamoros or Los Fresnos, Olmito. Have fun, enjoy yourselves. It's a fun thing to do. Um, so, this week I'm gonna talk about Ahool. But before I get into that, I'm gonna tell you, the other day I was at the gas station and was pumping gas in the car. Well, even before I pumped gas in the car, as I'm getting to the gas station, I actually happened to hear this weird sound, but couldn't hear it too well with the inside the car. So I actually got out of the car, pump gas and stuff, and um as I'm doing that, the sound, it's continuing, and it's just like it didn't sound like a bat, and it didn't sound like a bird. And thing is that it was maybe around like 8 at night. So it wouldn't have been you know, a bird. Usually at that hour, like birds are asleep and stuff. Or they should be. They should be really. Well, anyways, I'm pumping the gas and this sound, it's like a squawking sound. I wish I could I wish I would have recorded it. I didn't. I don't think it would have picked up. Um, I should have tried. But it was a very, very weird squawking sound, and I couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from. And I'm looking around, and this other man who was pumping gas too, he's all like, "Lo oye también?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, también lo oigo." He asked, "Do you hear it too?" And I told him, "Yeah, I hear it." And he's like, "¿De dónde viene? Like, where's it coming from?" I said, "No sé, a lo mejor de un árbol, like maybe coming from a tree." And I'm looking and nothing. And the thing is, that was also kind of a drizzling, a little harder than drizzle, a light rain. So I went at the actual gas station, um, came back out, a few minutes later, and the sound is still there, and it's still a squawking sound. And my first thought was, you know, it's the Ahool. If it's not the Ahool, it's a chupacabra. It's not a chupacabra, pues no sé. I don't know. It could have been a variety of things. Um, on Linear Park, if you're from the Bronx area, there I had been walking one day and I had seen these little birds that look like, I don't know, they're kind of fuzzy looking, but they're birds though. Um and I took a picture of them, and I'll upload a picture on Instagram one of these days. And I call them my kiwis cuz it's just the shape of their beak, the overall body shape, something about them just looked, you know, weird. And the thing is that um they were baby birds too. They weren't full grown mature adults. And they were squawking, and I was trying to figure out what they were. And then I go by another day, and one of them had got run over, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I hadn't seen the birds in a while, and all of a sudden, there they were again. So I don't know if they migrate here or not, but I had seen these birds, and I thought to myself, "Hmm, what kind of bird is this?" So then I thought, that night I heard that squawking sound. I thought, "Is that this bird?" Because I know I sort of noticed they were living in the palm trees there at Linear Park. And I said, "I wonder if it's that same bird." Because the gas station I was close to had a bunch of palm trees, and I thought maybe it is. But with the weather the way it was, I was not gonna go scale a palm tree to go and look to see if that's what it was or not. Just in case it was something else. Capaz that it's um, you know, a recorded sound and that they're playing it, and they abduct me, and hell no, hell no. So I kind of just, went on with it, and, just thought, well, what could it be? So the Ahool, yeah, it could have been the Ahool. We don't know. The Ahool, or the Atoll, is a winged cryptid. Now you're wondering, what? Okay, so um it's this thing that sort of looks like a bat. Okay. So it's often depicted or portrayed as a giant bat, but other people claim it's like a flying primate. So kind of like a chimp of sorts, you know. Um, it's if you are listening to this on Spotify, go to our Instagram and trust me, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. If you're listening to this on YouTube, well, look at the cover picture and that's an a whole for you. Or just go to Instagram too. I mean, the more the merrier. So the reason that it got its name Ahool, it's because when it would screech out, it would make a very loud, distinct cry, and it would go Ahoo. I'm assuming that's what it sounded like. um, so yeah, people are like, well, it's the Ahool. So it is said to live in the deepest parts of the jungles of Java and can be found across most of Indonesia. Yeah, you never know. You never know what's in there. I mean, man, I know that I read an article a few years ago. I should have looked it up to give you the exact what they said, but they said that in the Amazon there's so many undiscovered plants and undiscovered species of fungus and just animals and stuff that it's deep in there. You never know what you're gonna find there. So yeah, I believe that in a jungle you probably could hide in a hole. The subspecies can be found on the nearby island of New Guinea in the form of the ropen. It is a presumed cousin to the Ahool. The ropen has a long snout, large wings, and a long, thin crest. The Ahool, though, has a distinct face that has features of both the chimpanzee and a bat. So as I said, like it has like a chimp-looking face. So picture like a little chimp, little ears, little face. But I'm guessing like the nose is more bat-like than anything else. I mean, that's how I would describe it. From the pictures I've seen. Again, these are drawings that people have depicted that I'm uploading on Instagram. Um, it looks somewhat like a little chimpy, but a little, batty from the nose. It has large dark eyes, red-skinned wings, and large claws on its forearms. So it's sort of like a bat. Okay, it's sort of like that. And it is covered in gray fur. It is said to have a wingspan of 18 to 28 feet or 6 to 9 meters. That's pretty big. Um, I mean, trying to think of that, like the largest bat that we have, that I know of is called the flying fox. It's pretty big. I think it comes out to wingspan 6 feet, I think. Maybe a little bit less. I should have, Anyway, yeah, so it's a pretty big bat. Now the Akul is about twice to triple times its size. So yeah, I mean, if you think of that, um, it's that, it's flying fox. Let me see. I'll tell you the exact wingspan right now. Let's see. Now, the flying fox is found on the island of Madagascar to Australia and also in some parts of Indonesia. So I could believe that, maybe some of these creatures somewhat mutate, and that's why it might be very large and people are saying it's this big. Yeah, so the wingspan of the flying fox is about 5 feet. So that's it's about 5 feet, 5 to 6 feet. Six is a little bit too much, but five, yeah, it's about my size basically. So I can see this thing going boom, just huge, huge thing. Flying. Um, but the body length itself, so that's just its wingspan, but the body length itself is about 16 inches. So a little over a foot body wise, which is good to know, what we're working with here. Now the Yahoo, like I said, its wingspan is about 18 to 28 feet. So yeah, maybe about triple, to sometimes quadruple the size of the actual flying fox. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can find some of these in Indonesia, the flying fox, could it be that the Ahool is sometimes mistaken for it? Um, so let's see. Where was I? Let me go back. Okay. Although it mainly eats the local fauna, such as large fish, um, it will sometimes attack humans. Most likely because the creature is extremely territorial and it's an opportunist. So by that it means that I guess if you come close to its nest, it's gonna fight you for it. Or if it's a certain like area or looking for a mate, it's gonna fight you for it. And sometimes it's just because you're in the way and it's like, oh, hey, bitch, get out of the way, and it's gonna attack you. Um okay, so one scientist has theorized that the Ahool may be related to another cryptid known as the Kongamato. That's for another story. That's for another podcast. That's for another day. We're not going to get into it right now because then we'll run out of time forever. Um, the description of the Kongamato is more of a bat-like creature than a reptile-like one. Um, but anyways, in 1925, naturalist Dr. Ernest Bartels, the son of the noted ornithologist M.E.G. Bartels, was exploring a waterfall on the slopes of the Salic Mountains when a giant unknown bat, the Ahool, flew directly over his head. I know that's a bad omen, man. If something flies over my head, oh hell no, getting the heck out of Dodge. Because if I know anything from what my abuelito would tell me was that si se te sube una lechuza sobre la cabeza, oh no, 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 no. That's just it's going in that direction, and I'm not for that. No, no. In 1927, around 11:30 p.m., Dr. Ernie Bartels encountered the Ahool again. Bartels was laying in bed inside his house, close to the um, Cidicol River in Western Java, listening to the sounds of the jungle. I mean, what else can you listen to, right? I don't think they had ASMR back then. I don't think so. Bartels suddenly heard a very different sound coming from almost directly over his hut. And that sound was a loud cry that seemed to utter, Ahoo! Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming that's what it sounded like. I wish they'd have recordings of these people talking about that so I could share with you. But that's where it comes from. So people have spotted the hole ever since then, and locals and stuff are like, "Oh yes, it's real." Um, again, I it could be imitation of a flying fox, and people are just saying, it's in a hole, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's in a hole because of X, Y, and Z reasons," and you know, maybe it's not. Maybe the man was on some kind of drugs. Maybe he was hallucinating because of the heat of the jungle fever. Who knows? Um, so let's see. So, according to this, the behavior of the Ahool is said to be very social, while the males live solitary existences. So it's like the women are extroverts and the males are introverts. So leave them alone. They do live in groups. The females and their young remain together until the offspring are fully mature to go off by themselves and are capable of breeding. Ahools are omnivore creatures, feeding on a range of different food sources. But they do consume a large amount of fish. Uh, I mean, sorry, I messed about that. Flesh, if the opportunity presents itself. Ahool allegedly hunt their prey by stalking them through the forest while swinging upside down from the branches. So sort of like a chimp. Except chimps don't hunt people. I mean, unless you're watching Planet of the Apes. If you're watching Planet of the Apes, the movie creeps me out. It really does. If you watch it, you're a braver soul than I am. I can't watch it without getting creeped out. Um, no, no. Like I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm just like, I'm getting the goosebumps because it's like, ooh, creepy. So yeah, they hang from the trees and they swing them down. So when they see their prey, boom, they catch them, they trap them. The stalking usually lasts for several minutes before the Ahool drops down from the treetops to its victim, jaws open wide, and they just basically swallow them whole because they're big, they're big, and they have these razor sharp fangs. So boom, they crack their spine, crack the neck, and they did. So that's the Ahool for you, or that's pretty much what I was able to pull up about the Ahool. Um, like I said, I do have some pictures I'm gonna upload on Instagram for those that are interested in seeing what this looks like. Um, this is not a very long episode. Honestly, it's a fun weekend. Go out there, go have some fun. Coming up in March, we're gonna have some really good stuff to talk about. Um, March is also spring break. For anyone that lives here in Texas, Texas week. And oh my gosh, if I were you, no joke, stick around for March because I've got a really good episode coming up. Had a really good response to the true crime episode we did. So I actually do have a true crime episode coming up in March. So if you're interested in that, oh, stick around for it. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Um, different stuff, different stuff coming up in March. I'm gonna put up a little calendar again, like I did this month in February, and just based off of myself off of that. If things do change, I'll let you guys know ahead of time through Instagram post. Um, you know, if you have questions about the Hool, message me. If you find an Ahool or you have like pictures of it, that'd be cool to have too. So message me about that as well. You can find us so on all social media basically, except for Snapchat. We don't have a Snapchat. But you can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and we have a Patreon. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you do get a free sticker. You know, we'll send you a free sticker. I'm working on designing a shirt, so whoever's interested can also get a shirt. Um, yeah, so go to galacaspod.com and that's our website. So it's CALACASPOD.com. So it's galacaspod, CALACASPOD.com. And you can find all the links to our social media on there. Um, no joke, I'm gonna work on updating that website as well, make it a little bit more jazzy. But that's what a hole is, guys. It's just a giant flying bat from Indonesia, and if you catch one, great, send it to me. I would love to see it. I hope you like this episode. Like and subscribe. It helps keep the channel alive. And remember, life begins after coffee. Thank you.